So my wife and I just got back from a long weekend trip to New York City. You know, just a weekend to unwind and just leave a lot of the stress of our jobs at home. You know, I'm from a very small town in Kentucky, but man, for some reason, I just love New York City. The lights, the buildings, the atmosphere, I love all of it. I guess because it's so different compared to where I grew up. I don't know, I just like it. And this trip was awesome. We did some sightseeing, ate some good food, some good drinks. We even saw Chicago on Broadway, which was incredible. We went last year and saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Oh my God, if you are a fan of Harry Potter at all, I cannot stress enough that you need to see this play. The special effects they do on stage for Harry Potter it's borderline magic. And of course, while we were there, we did some shopping. And so for the longest time, I've wanted a nice watch. And no brand is more timeless, more iconic than Rolex. And I'm in a place now financially where I could seriously consider buying one. After talking it over with the wife, who was incredibly supportive, I decided to seriously start considering buying one. And we had this weekend trip coming up to New York City, and so I figured that would be the perfect opportunity to go and shop around and look at them in person. I had a rough idea of what I wanted. You know, I usually wear jewelry that is silver and black or stainless steel and black. And so I wanted the watch to match that. I also didn't want something like super big and gaudy. I wanted it to be sleek and classy. And so those ideas gave me at least a starting point to go and shop around. And that's when we came across a place called JD Watches. It was this husband and wife duo that ran this shop, and they had like a massive selection of watches. The entire experience was crazy because you couldn't tell there was a watch shop in this building. You had to go through what looked like the lobby of like an apartment complex and took this elevator. There was like a security door that you had to be badged into to even go in to look at the watches. It was a crazy experience. And so I described to the owners what I was looking for, and they immediately pulled out a bunch of different choices. And all of them were pretty close to the idea that I had in my head. But the one that stood out to me the most was the Rolex DateJust 41mm. And so after talking to the owner of the shop and talking with the wife and paying $12,000, I pulled the trigger. And it just arrived today. And so let's get this thing unboxed together and check it out. You know, being able to buy something like this for yourself may not be a big deal to some people, but it is to me. Like I said before, I come from a very small town in Kentucky. My graduating class had like 65 kids in it. And where I'm from, it's kind of a coin flip if you even make something of yourself. And that's not to knock my hometown. I am very proud of where I grew up, but the opportunities there are just different. Hell, there was a time when I wasn't even sure if I would make it through PA school. I actually failed out my first attempt. I didn't even make it through the first semester, but that's a story for another video. But then fast forward to now, I have a very successful career and I'm in a place now financially that I never would have even dreamed of being. And this watch is a representation of that. The late nights studying, the long nights at the hospital, the weekends building something for myself when I could have just been sitting around doing nothing. And it's rare that men ever say this out loud, but I'm really proud of myself. Not because of the watch, but because of the person I had to become to earn it. But guys, that's all for today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.